right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining me on my channel. It's a really cold night out there. You can definitely see your breath. And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing an arm workout tonight, doing something just a little bit different to where it's going to be more of a Jay Cutler style workout. So there's going to be a lot more volume and definitely a lot less rest in between the sets. So probably going to be doing between 45 seconds to a minute tops. I think normally what he would do is 30 to 45 seconds. But obviously I'm going to be filming this too, and I have to log down my sets in between. So I'm going to give myself another 15 seconds or so. So basically for arms, for triceps, we're probably going to be doing about 6 exercises, 4 working sets apiece. So that's going to be about 24 sets. And then for biceps, I'm going to do around 20 sets. I'm probably not going to show you guys all of those working sets. I'll be doing feel sets in there too. Be starting with like the easy curl bar, be doing that, and then a close grip easy curl bar at the end. Some different variations of dumbbell curls in between. We're doing like a steeper incline dumbbell curl. And I'm going to see, I used to do this exercise at LA Fitness, and I really fell in love with it. I think I saw a picture of Robbie Robinson a long time doing dumbbell preacher curls, but he was doing both arms at a time. And if you've ever tried to do this, unless that preacher bench is super wide, the dumbbells get in the way of each other to where you almost have to set them against each other like this as you go down, because your arms kind of want to curl in like this. And so really hard to do. So a lot of the times you'll see guys doing one arm at a time, which is good too. That's a nice exercise. But what I like to do is I will take both dumbbells and I will back up to a preacher bench. And I actually will lean against it and have my arms go back. So if I'm leaning back like this, it's kind of like an incline curl. Like I couldn't find, since a lot of the exercise that Jay Cutler would do in his videos, he would do like a bicelator, like a machine curl, to where he'd lean back in an incline and then he would pull up. He wasn't supinating the wrists at all, turning them. He was just keeping them fixed and straight. And so I do the similar thing on the preacher bench, to where if I can raise it up enough, I lean back against it. And I try not to lean forward too much, because when you do that, you basically lean against that incline and can really bump back with your curls like that as you go, using body English, which, I mean, that's okay. If you're doing that in your last few reps or so on your heavy sets, just to get a little bit more exhaustion into the muscle and exhaust it more. But it can be very easy to start really pushing, really get sloppy with the form. I generally don't really care for a lot of preacher movements, just because it's just, I think Arnold kind of said a similar thing. He did preacher curls here and there, but they were not his favorite exercise. The fixated one, to where, or the fixed machine, the hammer strength machine, I do like that one, but my arms are not very long, so that can be a little bit more difficult to do that exercise with. That's just for me. I do like doing that one arm at a time. You see me do that in a number of my other videos. I will do that preacher machine, which is nice. That one works well, or it works a little better for my frame. But most of them that I've come to realize over the years, for me, they just don't work. So it's hit and miss which machines work or not. So I'll see what I can do there in regards to that preacher bench. If it's a little lower to the ground, I might still do them. I'll just kind of like bend my knees and still lean back. Probably not going to go too heavy there with the movement. And just because at the bottom there, that stretched position is the most dangerous part of the movement of a preacher bench curl. So it's almost kind of smart to sometimes stop a little short of getting to that. But then again, you want to be careful too, because you can, really get carried away, and all of a sudden you realize that you've missed a third of the movement, and or you're only doing like 60% of the movement, because you're going down and it gets heavier. Then you really start rocking out of that bottom, which that can be dangerous too, because then even if you're not going all the way down, but you're still rocking out and trying to bounce out of that, you can still hurt yourself there too. A preacher bench can probably be one of the most dangerous exercises for your biceps. So yes, it looks really cool. We'd all love to put a 45-pound plate on a barbell with 135 and pound those reps out. But you just have to be really careful when you're doing it. Unless you're doing, like, I think Arnold would do he would reverse the preacher bench to where it was almost like a spider curl, to where he'd hang off the side. So his arms were just like against it, but they're just straight down. So a little safer to do it that way. I don't think I could do that with this, and with the variation of what I'm trying to do, I don't want to do that anyways. So we'll see what that feels like. Going to be doing about probably about 5 exercises or so for biceps, about 20 sets. And I'll play it by time. I don't want our videos to be extremely long, seeing a lot of like repetition with the same amount of weight, the same sets. If I do a weight that's similar, I'll tell you what it is, and just so we're not taking too long, especially if we're doing like 24 sets, or basically like 45 sets for a workout, and then doing like the 15 minutes of cardio before, and then 15 minutes or so minimum afterwards. And I'll be doing a little bit of tanning tonight, just so I'm not here for 4 hours. Got to get home eventually and replenish the muscle with protein and carbs and such. So yeah, good to do things a little different. I really would like to try to take that Jay Cutler philosophy in regards to his 8 to 12 rep range for more of my exercises. And with bench press, like I was saying, I'll probably still try to do like 20 rep sets, because I love being able to do reps with certain exercises. Squats would be nice to be able to do a lot more reps later on too. As the strength gets up, I'll probably back down the weight and then really try to start working on getting strong with reps. Because with legs, you can still get tremendous amount of growth with doing a lot of good reps with decent weight. So yeah. All right. Well, we'll cut to the chase, and we'll see you guys in a second. All right. Welcome back, everyone. We just got done with our 15 minutes of pre-cardio, and going to start warming up the joints with some rope push downs. So these first number of sets or so are probably just going to be more like feel sets. Nothing crazy, just to get some blood in there. I barely even feel that. 9 plates. Okay. 9 plates, go to 12. Still just warming up. Okay, I'll move up to 13. And that'll be like my official first set here. So I'll probably film my first number of sets with this, just to get through the feel of it, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. And then once I say I've done my field sets in my first 2 sets, you'll know it's probably like 1 or 2 more sets. So set number 2. Okay, and we'll go up 3 plates now. So it'll be a 3rd set. This will be our last set here, then we'll move on to the next exercise. Okay, so my next exercise is going to be more of a push press down. Jay Cutler's done that in a lot of his videos, to where when he does this, he basically will go out about to here, go back down. So you're using several muscles kind of like a decline press. Just a feel set right here. So basically, I'll go up to about the lower chest and just go back down. I used to go really high up like this, but just from the sake of my shoulders, I'm just gonna stay about right to here and go down. Nothing too crazy. There's no weight on here right now, so we'll add some weight here and we'll start moving up. Right. This machine's a little heavier, so I'll try to do a couple sets here just to get some blood in there and warm up. Not doing this strict, so. All right, so we started with 135 over here, and I did it for about 25 reps or X reps or the long range partials, however you like to call it. And now I'm gonna start using my slingshot because I feel everything's warmed up. I just want to be locked in with my slingshot. I feel more comfortable when I use it, so this will be set number 2. I am going just slightly closer than I normally do. I don't usually go too much closer than that because I really start to feel it a lot more in my shoulder tie-ins and the joints. Ooh. Ooh. Or maybe that's the last set of those. That's okay. Moving on to dips now. I'm gonna put the bar in a little closer, hit the triceps more. All right. Okay. Go down to 80. So yeah, we might have to vary on the volume for the next workout. Might do more reps. Have it be more of a pump day with the arms, just so I don't exhaust anything too much beyond the point of not being able to recover. Because I still want to do biceps and triceps twice a week. So this is more of like a volume day, like the way Jay Cutler would do it, but I don't think he was generally doing his biceps and triceps ever once a week. Maybe back in the day, but not in his later videos. So if that's the case, it might be harder to recover. So just have to play it by ear. Not gonna focus on the weight today, just because we're doing a lot more volume. Just moving on to my weight now. Starting to really feel it in this elbow, so I'm going to be more careful. All right. A little slower. Let's see. Cut's coming near. I think the biceps will ever be big enough, in my opinion. My arms are close to 20 inches. They don't look like it. It's the funny thing, the illusion about when you get leaner, how much bigger everything appears. So you might lose 1.5 inches on your arms, but you'll look more vascular or more muscular. You'll look more vascular and more muscular. So, all right. Got a couple more tricep exercises. We're gonna do some lying close, easy skull crushers, and some one-arm reverse cable press downs, where I'll be holding the cable like this, pulling behind. Jay did that in a lot of his videos, so we'll do that, and then we're gonna move on to biceps. All right, we're doing some skull crushers with a close grip. I've already done a warm-up set with the bar. This bar probably weighs about 35 pounds, so it weighs a lot more than your standard bar. All right, we're on a third set here. Once these get a little heavier, I like to just kind of do like a little bit of a clean and jerk, nothing crazy. Just kind of heave it up, and then I can sit down with it. It's like a controlled guide, and then I'll readjust where my hands are. And then once I'm done, I just kind of set it behind my neck, lift up my head, and set it down. A lot of little ways you can set it down. Okay. And sometimes you can even lay back and push your legs up to do that too, but that's okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll bring my legs up like this, and then just go like that. So actually that's a lot safer to do. Okay, on the second set here now, this is like 6 pounds, whatever this is. So yeah, I have my hands just like this, as if you're doing a pull-up, and then I just pull them down. So yeah. And I might vary with my wrist. I notice my wrist kind of turns a little bit at the bottom. But yeah, nothing too much. Like when they go down, they'll kind of like turn just a hair. Like they'll turn kind of like outwards at the bottom. So still hitting a lot of that big portion of the head, that long head there. Ooh. To the next set here. All right, same thing. I can actually feel that tennis elbow as I'm trying to pull with that certain part of my forearm. It's funny, I feel that more in my shoulders than anything. I lost count. I'd ask you guys to tell me, but all right. All right. Just 2 more set. And I'll use a little bit more body English on this one. It's because when I do it really slow and controlled now, I feel it in my shoulders. All right, so 12. Whew. Man, that felt like a workout in itself, just the triceps. All right, so we'll move on to the biceps next. All right, so our first bicep exercise, we'll do the easy curl bar. We'll probably use that same 35-pound bar we used for the skull crushers. So if it looks like baby pansy weight, well, you might be right. But the bar itself is pretty heavy. So I was looking at the preacher bench over there, and the platform itself that I would lean against is fixed. So I'll have to scoot down a little bit. And it's an old school one, so it's like the part where you rack the bar is actually pretty close to it. So as I go down, I might have to go a little bit wider like that, but that's okay. We're gonna be doing a variety of bicep exercises. So we'll see how that feels. Kind of excited to do that exercise. I'm not gonna be able to use a lot of weight, but it's been a while since I've done that. The other one at LA Fitness I used to go to, I was able to stand while I did. And they had really good light. So it was a lot of fun to watch. Here it's like wandering around a Winco, Costco, or some industrial building. It was so bright it blurs the light. So that's just an excuse I'm giving you. I still have a little bit of a coating of body fat on everything. We're getting down there though. We're about 193 right now. I'm gonna do a little bit of tanning tonight, probably 5 to 7 minutes. And still probably do about at least 15 minutes of post-training cardio on the stairs. So I think it's saying that I burn around 150 calories, but still I'm like cutting that in half just because of how I'm doing it. I'm probably burning more because I really lean in to my steps more. So I like sink in and then I pull back up with my glute and my hamstrings. So I'm probably burning more calories, but I mean, it's really hard to gauge, you know? So, but yeah, just for the cardiovascular health, I really like that. And I mean, I do notice I get a really good pump in my thighs and my hamstrings, even in my calves when I go home after doing a session of legs. Or not a session of legs, but a session on the stair climber. So I'll get this set up over here and I'll get you guys rolling in just a second. Just trying to get some blood in there. Here. Okay, and with these two, I might do a little higher reps, not just 12, might be 15, 16, or 20. So just to get some blood in there before we really start moving up. And I don't know, we'll see how this feels. Probably won't be going too heavy here. And two, with the extra volume, it doesn't necessarily take a lot to get the job done. And realistically, there's a disclaimer as well. I'm not a doctor, so be advised, just our disclaimer. As we get older, I think they say past the age of 35 or so, I think you lose like 1% of body mass per year just from father time. It's really good to maintain and build muscle as you age. I mean, if you're able to maintain a body that was like, you know, if you're like 21 and you're 65, just by maintaining, you're not trying to be like a professional athlete or anything like that. It's just so healthy for the body. So if you have a fall or anything, it's just, I mean, you think of it, muscles, cushion and everything, that's the dangerous thing. I mean, the most dangerous thing about people that are older is just falling. I had a friend, she was in her 80s, at the local church my wife and I and my baby boy we go to. And she'd fallen a couple times last year. She got hurt, sweet little lady. And she ended up falling. She broke her hip this time. And she ended up getting, I don't know if she got sick while she was there or if it just got worse. But yeah, that's the scariest thing is just falling and breaking a hip. I mean, you can get sick afterwards, you know, as you're trying to recover. You get pneumonia. And when I used to do maintenance at a retirement center a number of years ago, that was the biggest thing, people getting pneumonia. They'd fall and get hurt, or they'd fall and they'd, have a tear in their skin, they'd go in and get it repaired, or they'd break a bone, they'd get sick and get pneumonia, and a lot of times it would wipe them out. Scary stuff. So, but that was always a big thing. One of the gentlemen there, I think his name was Mike, he'd always help the residents, especially on the north side where people were a lot more prone to they just needed more assistance, assisted living in that portion. He would help them work out. And it was not about getting, big, huge arms. It was about maintaining a muscular size and getting strong and limber, staying fit. And so even though I'm going to be 38 this year, I mean, people would say that you max my potential, but you don't always know. It's like if you train perfect, eat properly, and you're perfect for years, maybe then you'll max it out. But if you are not as disciplined as going to the gym, and you don't train, like for me, my calves, I should be realistically training my calves twice a week. It's been a week or so since I've trained them. And so I need to prioritize that. So if I really prioritize them, it's like, well, Adam's almost 38. He shouldn't be able to gain any more muscle on his calves. Like, well, if you not consistently train them for years, then you could probably still gain muscle size on them and strength. So I'm still gaining size. Nowhere near as fast as I used to. Like you saw me in the close grip tonight. Last time, the close grip, I think I did 225 for 20 reps, I think. This time we only got it for 9. I mean, obviously 185, it did more reps this time. But just simply doing a couple exercises in the beginning, I wasn't able to progressively overload. So, but that's okay. And the rest of this is just a lot about blood flow, getting blood in there, getting a pump. And once the pump starts to disappear, that's when I usually will get out of the gym, because glycogen levels, your carbs are all depleted. Your body needs to be re-energized. So you got to get out and feed it. So, but yeah, that's a big thing. Being in this for the long haul. And so it's like, as much as I like being powerful, like as other exercises I got really strong on, I had to dial back the weight, like with my traps. I don't want to tear anything. Just because I can handle 5 plates doesn't mean that I should. I mean, I'm not 20 anymore. And so just got to really play that into consideration and respect my body in that sense. Because I want to be able to do this 20 years from now. All right. Should quit flapping and start lifting. Okay, we'll add another 10 to the outside there. I know I said we're supposed to be doing between 30 to 40 to 1 minute per set. That was probably 4 or 5 minutes between that last set. That was 75 pounds we did for 16 reps. Now we're to 95 pounds. So we'll see what this feels like, and then we'll go up again. Yeah. We'll go up again. We're starting to use a little bit of body English, but that's okay. Just go by feel. So 115 now. Come on, one more. Yeah. Yeah. Just got to get rid of some more body fat, and all the poses will look better. All right, I did a set with the 15s. So this is like a steep incline dumbbell curl. And so do this. I don't really have a machine that's similar. So, but this is good too. I like this. Yeah. Okay. All right. Start using my chic wrist straps. I don't have to worry about my grip so much. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we did our last set. I'm gonna go down to 35s just so we can get some more reps. So this definitely, the exercise feels different. I'm not used to this incline. It's a little steeper. So it's like you almost have to change your technique when it comes to it. Yeah. 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 Man, so I can't raise this, but that's okay. I mean, I'm barely 5'6", so. So what I like to do with this, I already checked the angle out. I use 10s and use 15s now, where I'll go a little low. And your feet, it really doesn't matter. But the goal here is to not try to bounce, like I was saying, because it's at a vulnerable position like this. So, and I'm not going to supinate the wrists. So, just go down and keep everything nice and locked in, nice and tight. And yeah, probably stop short of lockout. Oh, man. That was good. I actually really liked that. So as you could see in that, I actually started to do the very thing I said that I was going to try not to do, to where it comes short of lockout. Like I would not going all the way down to right here, and I would try to bounce out of there. And so I really want to try to be careful with doing that. I mean, it's nowhere near as dangerous, because I'm nowhere near short of lockout. But still, I want to be mindful and careful of that. To where this is not an exercise to where I need to use 60, 70-pound dumbbells. I mean, the 15s, I probably won't even get to 30, so we'll see how that feels. But yeah, I really like the way this feels. So it really isolates it. And I'll do a different angle too, because I'm able to actually do a pretty wide curl like this. So harder to do it when you're sitting on the machine and over, because your arms naturally want to kind of curl in. And I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's like if you'd ever seen Larry Scott when he would do a preacher curl. He was able to keep his elbows in so close, but then pull. So it's like his elbows were close, his hands were far, and it would really hit that thick part of the bicep. I don't know how he did that. I can't do that. I mean, maybe if I force it a couple times, but the minute I try to use weight, it does not want to stay in that fixed position because it feels vulnerable. And so the mechanics too of my body obviously don't want me to have it there. So, all right, we'll go on to the next set here. I use 15s, we'll go into 20s, see what that feels like. Lean against it, down a little bit. Okay, arms are fixed. It's nice because I got the other mirror there to see how far I'm going down. Ooh, that felt good. We'll go to the 25s. Okay, this is actually a good exercise to really focus on the negatives. Just kind of pop them back up and be careful. Like a little bit of a cheat curl. Oh, man. So we went back down to the 20s. Still want to do one more set. Okay. So this is similar to the bicelator exercise that I was going to say Arnold, that Jay Cutler was doing. And he would really lean forward and rock back as he do it, which, I mean, that's okay to do once that worked for him. I'm not going to do it that way until I get tired. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, the eccentric, the negative, is always much stronger than the concentric, the positive. Oh, man. Oh. With 30s. Oh, playing bumper cars with the weights here. I lost my count. Well, hopefully you guys were counting. Okay, 40s. Yeah. Yeah. I feel my tendonitis here. I might just stick with that weight. I could go heavier with my right arm, but I don't want to. On to our third set. Dumbbell concentration curls. Ooh, I hear sirens in the background. Hope everyone's okay. One thing I wanted to note, we'll go to 25 pounds next. And we'll probably do one more set. Yeah. Okay. We might just stick with the 25. I don't need to go up anymore. We've done a lot of volume. Probably done. I wanted to do about 20 sets for biceps, but we definitely went over that just with the barbell or the easy curls alone. So, but that's okay. That's okay. Got a lot of blood in there tonight. And so, yeah, definitely. Biceps are definitely pumped. Yeah, I definitely got a lot of blood in there tonight with the biceps. Oh, see, unless the light is just right, it's hard to see. There we go. Whew. I don't go too hard, blood pressure to my head. Start seeing stars or something crazy. Okay, well, we'll do one more set of this. Oh, I lost count again. I think that was 12. All right, guys. Man, that was a long workout tonight. I know we're supposed to get done a lot quicker with the rest in between, but I still got to stage the camera and everything since I'm working solo. So it definitely takes a lot out of me. But it's definitely good. I'm probably going to have to dial down the volume. I just wanted to do something different tonight and have this be more of a just comparison to Jay Cutler, his workouts, as I've always been a really big volume king. And so when I'm running back and forth and not having to use the camera, I get things done a lot quicker. But still, I mean, obviously the quicker I go, the less of the poundage of weights I can actually use. So, but that's okay. When we're flying along in here, the body doesn't know the difference between a lighter weight and a heavy weight. If it's intense and you can make it feel as heavy as a heavier weight, then you're still going to grow. Like what I was doing on the preacher bench over there. I was only using 25 pounds, and then I went back down to 20s. And then once it got too heavy, I forced the weight back up with the cheat, leaning forward, and then I would focus on bringing the negatives down really slow, just to hit that much more of the muscle fibers. So there's a tremendous amount of things that you can do, tricks that you can learn, that you don't necessarily have to use a big, huge amount of weight to get the job done. You can train smarter. That's why a lot of the times when you see those guys, I mean, especially those bigger guys, they're not using super heavy dumbbells in a lot of things. Like Jay Cutler, I mean, he talked about back in the day when he was around 19, he was hitting like a 700-pound squat. And I mean, of all his videos I've ever seen, I've only ever seen him use up to 405, which is 445s on each side. And so that's a lot. That's like 300 pounds less. But he knew what the range of reps that worked for him between 8 and 12, and sometimes you go a little lower in those heavy compound movements. But that's what worked for him. But he also got a lot smarter with this training. So he realized that there was a lot of things that he could do. It's like, okay, if this is going to be a career for me, as he would say, and I'm in this for the longevity, I can't be hurting myself. Because as you continue to progressively overload and keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger, eventually you're probably going to end up tearing something. Muscles will get too strong, your ligaments, your tendons, your cartilage. I mean, something will probably give. And so that was the problem that Dorian Yates ended up having towards the end of his career as Mr. Olympia, is that he ended up basically being forced off of the stage from injuries. I mean, that last year he was on there, I think he tore his left bicep, I think. That's why the shape had changed so much. And so, but he obviously had phenomenal genetics. If he would have trained more like Jay Cutler, maybe his results wouldn't have been as good because he found what worked for him. But still, with superior top-tier genetics like that, just about anything you do in the gym, you're going to get great results. Can you get better results? Yes. Obviously, genetics, I swear, are probably 90% of what it comes. I mean, and the rest is training and nutrition. You could be you could be as disciplined as you could be a workhorse and eat everything perfectly, train properly. But if you don't have the genetics, yeah, you're going to look a lot better than you would if you never lifted. But if you don't have the genetics like a Jay Cutler or a Phil Heath, you're never going to look like that. I don't care how hard you train. It's the truth, sadly. I mean, like when you look at me, it's like I've got wide shoulders, I've got great genetics, but my genetics are prone to gaining a lot of body fat, and I have to fight that. And so I don't have that kind of genetics like Jay Cutler or Sam Sulek or Tom Platz, that the way they could eat so much in the off season and barely gain 30 pounds of fat, since you could still see their abs. They had not only superior genetics for gaining muscular mass, but also for staying lean. And so, I mean, even though my genetics are great, there's people that are 10 times better than I am that are, I mean, obviously they're the people that we watch on social media, apart from like myself. So, but yeah, it's important to be careful with what you're doing. If you can manipulate the weight and make it feel heavier and safer, and you could still gain muscle mass, if that's what you're into. I mean, if you're obviously a power lifter, that's different. I mean, they make sure their form is precise, and they're into the strength, not necessarily the size. And the size, they usually do get pretty massive, those power lifters. You can tell. And so, but I'm just in this for the long haul. I want the muscle to look like it's powerful and strong, even if it's not necessarily as strong as what it looks like. And so, but yeah, that's what I want to do. So I want in for this for the long haul. I want to do what Jay Cutler did. I want to be as careful as I possibly can be, and yeah, train safe. I mean, I might go heavier in some of my other lifts, but I'm also gauging a lot of things by just feel. And so, all right, I'm going to do 15 more minutes minimum of cardio on the Stairmaster, and I don't know, it's getting pretty late. We might not tan tonight. All right, I'm going to hurry up and finish up with there, and then we're going to get going. And yeah, I just want to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining along on the channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Comment and like the videos that boost the algorithm. And yeah, tell me what you guys liked within the video, what you'd like to see me maybe do a little different. Some exercise. What's your favorite tricep exercise? What's your favorite bicep exercise? I think my bicep exercise is the barbell curl. It's my all-time favorite. For triceps, it's a harder one. I do like the close grip bench. That is definitely, I mean, I like that a lot better than dips. All right, well, thank you guys so much again, and I will see you guys until next time. Bye-bye.